left out.
Yeah, because you have a bogey. All right, so you had a bogey. Well, today, unfortunately, I won't be smoking a cigar because the outside
Oh,
studio is
boo!
nice. I know it's flooded today. It's flooded today
Boo!
because
Oh
we're having
shit!
Bloody hell, it's a
we're having
show
we're
about
having a rain.
cigars. How can
Well,
you
when I say
not smoke a
flooded, we're having a
cigar on a show about
rainstorm.
cigars?
So it's okay. We'll survive. So it's all right. So, but we're live right now, guys. We just need to start the show at some point. So look at
If
it.
you feel
Everyone's
like
got their.
Ready, steady.
Apple go.
This is 2OF Entertainment.
Welcome to Habano Saturday, the fastest growing cigar show on YouTube with over 100,000 subscribers. Come join us every Saturday live. Every Saturday live.
And since you're wearing a hat, Usman, I figured that I too now wear a hat. So
like
there
that.
you go.
Are you a cat in a hat?
I'm a cool cat in a hat. Yes.
Indeed.
So I like your new background, Riz. That looks nice.
No, I tried to blend it in with the one that you've got running on the back of the screen.
Ah, I see that.
You like that?
So,
It's very
are you-
Looney
are you-
Tunes, and you can see I'm the Looney Tunes character. Well,
I-
now you've got fucked it up.
I
Right?
like this one. I like this one.
The green one is actually not bad. The green one's not bad, but the red one
yeah.
has this theater-like, West End theater-like quality, sort of like you're in a
Yes.
theater in Drury Lane or something like this.
Yes.
Right.
I figured we like the red because it always reminds me of memories. The red light districts that I go to. I'm just kidding.
You mean memories, not memories.
Memories. Yes, memories. So, well, it's good that the gang is all here. I'm sorry today. Unfortunately, I won't be smoking a stogie, but if I was going to smoke a Monte Cristo. So I will. I'll just have to
Really?
wait. Well, really?
What?
Yes, really. So,
I thought it would be a CEO Brazil.
well, yeah, but every now and then I switch it up because there's fans now that take bets on what I'm going to smoke. So now I have to make sure that it's not like like what's he going to smoke today? So I have to make sure that I mix it up. And I've got some new cigars in the humidor that I will pull out. I'm talking about cigars pulling out.
Yeah.
And there you have it. So
Okay, cool. Yeah, from the fact that you talked about pull out, I think there's something going on Twitter regarding pulling in and pulling out, or your favorite Mr. Musk. I don't know if that's new or whatever, but yeah.
I have a new hashtag. Fuck Musk.
See, there was a reason I brought the topic up.
Fuck Musk.
Yeah. Well, the good thing about Elon is for our other shows, he is.
Oh, let me just hang on. Let me just let it be known.
Yeah.
If I'm found dead with a handwritten suicide note, it wasn't me.
Okay.
Let me be.
No, I got that. Elon killed you, yes. But the good thing, if Elon, which we know he watches the show, while he sits on his dad, Donnie's lap, if he's going to do that, if he could let us know and we could do it live, then the ratings would be huge. I mean, like, don't be selfish, Elon. If you're going to kill him, do it live on our show because you're not going to go to jail because Donnie will make sure of it. But this way the ratings will be spectacular. So I'm just trying to help.
Is Usman going to be doing this constantly?
I think he's going to be coming in and out. I think he's trying to. Really, there he goes.
Today,
Usman,
I think was taken care of. There was no internet drama going on. There was nothing, and I was ready on time.
Let me build this up to something.
Oh my God.
Now, Usman's 5-minute histories are causing a little bit of a stir in the industry, as far as I know, in the UK.
Really?
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But before Usman introduces his cigar and his 5 minutes history, I would like to introduce a very important cigar. I shall be smoking 2 cigars today.
Okay.
This one is very important. Now, this is my signature trademark cigar. Usman knows what this is about. Usman knows what this is about.
It's a small flaccid thing. I mean, that's like what the is that your trademark? Something small and flat.
I mean, I'm trying to be serious. I've gained a reputation for being a serious person on this channel.
What happened to our Reza? If you're going
The
to be serious,
serious, the serious aspect of this channel is. Do you want to know what this is about or no?
Yes, we do. We do. Yeah, we're on the edge of our seats.
My trademark is that late evenings, after about 11:30 midnight, if I light up a cigar, I light it up because I'm watching an interesting movie. I was watching Escape from Alcatraz last night. Clint
Eastwood. Yeah.
Really enjoyed it. I've seen it like 50 times before, but you get into it.
Sure.
And I lit up around midnight. And then around 1 o'clock in the morning, I thought, you know what? The evening is ending. So this is my trademark leftover cigar for the next morning. Okay. It's one of the delights of life. If you come back to your ashtray in the morning with a coffee and you find that there is a 20-minute smoke there, a 15-minute smoke there, it's delightful. And actually, there's a very, very funny story. At least in my head, I was laughing. I even posted it. For the last 10 minutes of the evening, I was watching Frasier.
Sure.
An old episode of
we
Frasier.
Saw the shorts. And we saw the shorts with them smoking cigars.
Niles Crane and Marty Crane are smoking a Hoyo double Monterey, a Hoyo Corona double Corona. A Hoyo Corona double Corona. See?
It's easy for you to say.
A Hoyo Monterey double Corona. And can you imagine that's a 94, 95 stick?
Yeah. But that show was back in 94, 95, so that's why they smoked it.
Well, there you go. So, Yeah, but right. And I was smoking my Hoyo Epicure #1 last night. I will continue. I'm on a bit of a Hoyo thing. I'm on a bit of a Hoyo flavor. I will continue that. I may even be smoking a Hoyo later. I might have to go and smoke a double Corona this evening.
Right. I was gonna smoke a Hoya, and then she slapped me. But anyway, I do have a question as you're smoking the small little thing, which apparently is your signature. Why is our show causing a stir in the United Kingdom cigar industry?
I'm glad you asked me that question without being pushed to ask me that question. I'm glad you asked me that.
Before you start all of that crap, may I allowed to? Yeah. So do you guys allow me to also light up my cigar if that is?
Please, okay? We're waiting for you to light up your
cigar. No, I was waiting. I was like, when this riffraff finishes, then I would at least introduce you.
We were going to give you a nice segue. I was going to tell you why your stories are causing an issue. I'd say over to you, Usman. You'd light a cigar and then go into your histories.
Right. So, thank you, Steven. Just to give you a hint that what cigar history I will be talking once I've lit up the cigar and Reza has told about the stir, is the cigar that Reza likes the most.
It's in the title, by the way.
And he has been asking me to talk about this cigar's history for a long time, and I've always been putting him off. But today I thought, let me just do it today. Oh, wow. That's a nice EMS.
Oh, do one more time, please.
Mm-hmm.
One more time. There you go. Look at that. Oh, wow. It must be nice when Luke sucks up to you and doesn't watch our show and answer questions. No, but that's good. Anyway, keep going.
Right. So the cigar is...
Oh, very nice.
So
it's a Bolivar Fundadores.
Fuck, man. Oh my god. So can you not even read it on the band?
That's my favorite cigar. That's a Koala Salamones, and that's Salamones size.
Are you sure? Are you sure this is a Salamones?
Well, pull it back.
Pull
away.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Salamones.
All right.
That's the Salamones. That's one hell of a cigar. It's a double figurado, but I'm going to leave it to Usman to give the lowdown. Usman, take it away.
Wait, are we going to talk why our reviews are doing the industry or after?
No. So I am going to be lighting up, and he can talk about the stir. And then afterwards, once I've had the puff, I've enjoyed the virgin puff of this beautiful cigar.
Ooh,
I will talk about the histories of this.
Actually, the interesting, but hang on. The interesting part right now is to see how Usman cuts and lights the double figurado that is the Salamones. I would like for you to, Stephen, focus on him. I want to see what he does with this cigar.
I'm still focused on the fact that he said there was a virgin, so I got excited. I'm sorry. Go ahead. So there's a virgin smoke coming.
So my favorite Mont Blanc scissors.
So let's plug them.
You'll have to hold the cigar higher to see. Let's
There you
see how
go.
much
No.
you're taking off.
Oh, like a moil, 10%. So, a little circumcision going on here, kids. But you people
Well,
not
it's
watching.
done.
Look at that.
So
Not a little Jewish kid isn't hung anymore.
There we go.
if you notice, there's a slight slant that I have ensured.
We have Asian
By
people on the
accident.
show? What? Go ahead. So,
So there's a slight slant that I've cut it with.
okay, now is there a reason for the slant?
Yeah. See, it's a big cigar and it's a double figurado. So it allows you, because it's not a parejo, which is a straight one, so you have equal circumference. So with this one, since it is pointed, and if you cut it like slightly lesser or straight, it gives you lesser surface of air passage or smokability. So with this, it allows a little bit of more area for burning, and also from a perspective of allowing it to be a more wholesome smoke.
Gotcha.
Now,
Very
can I
nice.
just mention one thing before
you're
he
going to
lights
anyway.
before he lights the cigar?
Yeah.
There is a little bit of a tradition just to snip the end off a little bit.
Apparently
but he's not doing that. He's going for the full. No, I'm being honest with you.
Then I believe you.
Usman, can you turn the lighter sideways, please?
We have to plug that sponsor too in a second. So there you go.
Turn the side.
Okay.
That's it. That's
There
it.
you
Lift it
go.
higher,
Look at
please.
that.
Higher.
Higher. There
That's
you
it.
go.
There we
Set the house on fire. There you go. So look at this.
Hang on. There's a photo that can be saved.
All right, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, the people on the podcast, you're missing this. This is just like a work of. This is like watching Picasso paint during his blue period, when he painted Little Boy Blue, because he needed the money. But this is a beautiful thing here that's going on. Oh,
This is almost like sports commentary that you're doing, Stephen.
It is. I'm like, I should do golf. Yeah,
sort of like a slightly diminished voice, slightly sort of respectful to the player.
Yes. And then we're going to go back to this screen where that's going to stop. Oh, look at this. He's smoking a virgin, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
And next he's going to smoke a cigar. So we're very excited about that. So how is it?
Folks out there who should be watching this, what you get?
Absolutely superb first puff. This is the last Salomonas from my box of 2021.
Wow.
There was a box of, if I'm not wrong, March or April 2021, so approximately 4 years.
Okay.
Absolutely love it for now. And referring to the part where Raza said there's a tradition of snipping it from the foot's end.
Yeah.
I generally don't do it. Well, that's done because it will again allow the air passage and more flow, and it allows.
Yeah, not everyone does it. It's a very. It's basically for a good draw straight away.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do that. But some of the seasoned cigar smokers don't like to do that. They like to go to the.
Because to me, because to me it was like, why do I waste? To me, it's like, why do I waste that much of cigar? Number one, and two, if my cigar is conditioned right, I wouldn't need to have that kind of thing. And just to be a little bit careful, while I was cutting the cigar, I had put in a bit of slant in any case, giving it a bit more air passage flow already. So I think that's fine. This generally is a concern with some figurados or torpedoes, people think, and that is why sometimes they snip it at the end. But yeah, I mean, this is perfectly lighting up. Over to Reza regarding the stir in the United Kingdom.
Yes. What's the industry stir before we get the review of the Ramon Allones?
Sort of in the last week or so, in London, there's been a launch of a UK regional cigar. If you're on Instagram, you can't. There's almost no way you would have missed it. It was the La Flor de Cano Selectos number 3. Cervantes is the name of the vitola.
No, I was just mimicking you from the last week. Cervantes.
Well, it's not Cervantes, it's Cervantes.
I would do it my way. I am mimicking you. I am not copying you.
I understand. Some of the less reputable cigar merchants would say Cervantes.
There we go. Okay.
Wow.
So that's not Tom
depending on their
number 9
accent.
Cavendish. They would never say the wrong thing. They are.
Oh, no,
no, they are.
Unfortunately, listen, Stephen, you're just going to have to deal with this. Yeah, I'm a little bit of a hater. And
No, there's a shock. I never knew.
but apart from that, I'm quite a cool, calm person.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Yeah, did that?
It,
Are you
it, it
drinking
happened.
heavily
I
today?
think I landed on my head when I was born.
Right.
I think that's when it happened. But
Did
anyway,
the nurse
back to
sedate you
this.
before the show? Go ahead.
Back to the launch of this cigar. Back to the launch of
Yes.
this cigar.
Please.
Now, Usman would know this. I don't know if Stephen, you know this. La Flor de Cana, it's a Cuban brand, obviously.
Yeah.
They're known for short filler cigars,
Okay.
right? And one of the new launch is as a layperson would describe, a complete full leaves hand rolled cigar, and they rolled it for the United Kingdom, and they've done it at a good price point, relatively accessible price point. I think it's about a 42 pound regional edition cigar.
Okay.
They market it as an hour 20-minute smoke. I spent 3 hours 3 minutes on it. First time I smoked it 4 more times since then. I found it to be a very interesting cigar, a surprising cigar. You're not expecting that much from that brand, but it delivered. I even did a little bit of a rating. Usman knows about this. We chatted about it, and it has a floral element to it. So the aroma is sort of, you can't quite pin it down, but it's florally, slightly fruity, and then halfway through the cigar, consistently, I've smoked 5 sticks of this cigar consistently, maybe 6 sticks. Halfway through, it suddenly deepens, and I was reaching for, what is this note? What am I getting? And it turns out, earlier, was it earlier this week, Usman, or was it last week? Last week, I was it was earlier this week. I was sitting next to the Cuban lady, who's risen meteorically throughout the industry, who's responsible pretty much for consulting on the blend of that cigar. When we say consulting, I mean this in a very hands-on way.
Right.
Her name is Anna Lopez, and she's with the UK's and arguably the world's most importer of Cuban cigars into a region, which is why I flashed this.
EGM?
Well, it's not EGM, it's EMS.
Oh, EMS. I'm sorry.
So EMS is a stamp put on by a company called Hunters and Frankel, who's a very old company. It's about 200 years old, as far as I know. Usman will correct me.
Well, they are almost close to 235 now, and I say this because they've already launched the 230th Ramon Allones Hunters and Frankel edition already, which was a few years ago. So if I'm not wrong, they should be somewhere close to 235 now.
Okay, very good piece of info. I like this because this ties into our Habanos histories, cigar histories.
Right.
Anyway, Anna Lopez, I know her husband as well, Alberto, lovely people, proper stalwarts of the Cuban cigar industry. Anna Lopez is responsible for certain very famous cigar vitolas. I think one of them being the Trinidad Reyes. Usman, correct me if I'm wrong. And perhaps even the Fundadores. Yes. She's very, very important. It's like she is, in the history of Rolls-Royce, she's the type of person that designed the Spirit of Ecstasy, if you know what I mean. She's that important, okay? And she leaned over to me, and I'm having these moments more that the person that's either marketing or responsible for the cigar leans over to me and tells me what it's about. And she said it was about lavender. So that note that I was getting was lavender. She wanted a floral element because it's La Flor de Cana, the flower. The flower. And that story just piqued my interest. And I'm sitting next to the person who I'm having a very convivial chat about the cigar that she helped develop, and she is able to tell me what note she was reaching for. It's a bit like Beethoven telling you what he was thinking about when he, composed whatever symphony. And I'm giving you this flowery language because I'm talking about a flowery cigar, the Flor de Cana. And I hope also using this flowery language, people are actually listening and perhaps realizing that Reza is far more clever than he pretends to be. And
Okay, so
so
that
what
was the
happened?
intention of
What
coming that.
happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened was after this dialogue with Anna, the head of marketing and training, Jimmy. I'm going to give a shout out to Jimmy. Jimmy watches this program. Jimmy said, Reza, tell me something about these Habanos histories. Very, very interesting. I said, forget me telling you, give me a Habanos history.
Yeah.
And so that Habanos history, which it only took 30, 40 seconds for him to tell me about, really very, very interesting detail. If you
We did
are a
it in a
cigar
short.
smoker, a Cuban cigar smoker in London, or a cigar
Yeah.
smoker, or a cigar smoker anywhere around the world, and you have an
Yeah.
interest in London, and you fucking well should have an interest in London, I
Mhm.
believe London is the most vibrant place for cigar. Forget Instagram and all that crap, yeah?
Okay.
London is the most vibrant place for cigar smoking in the world, Cuban
I
cigar
agree.
smoking.
So
Yeah.
far, yes, it will not be in the future because these idiots are voting for a ban on people smoking tobacco.
I think anyway, we can discuss that in a moment. But what Jimmy the history that he told me, the little nugget of info he gave me, and I
Yeah.
videoed it and I put it up on my story. If anyone's interested, they
And
can go and
also,
get
it's also a short on
have
Habano
a look at it
Saturday. There's a
as a
short.
short on 2OF.
It is
And if you have difficulty finding it there, go on my Instagram, which is just
right
there,
there. Yeah.
and look on my highlights where it says Habanos and scroll through them. You'll find, and I'll be doing highlights for Habanos histories actually this week. So I'm going to collate all those little histories, those little nuggets, and they will go on my
Instagram.
highlights on my Instagram.
Okay.
So he told me about a little cigar I won't call it. Well, it's a cigar shop, but a cigar smoking area that opened almost to that date on the 8th of February, 1835.
Wow.
And it was called Gliddon's Cigar Divan. And the divan relates to the Turkish style or the Ottoman style of low seating.
Okay.
I put up a photo which doesn't really
Yes.
show the low seating. It's not a photo. Obviously, it's a sketch.
Yes.
I put that up in my stories as well of this place, which is in fact the location is where there's a shop which used to be Burberry's and now it's Arc'teryx. It's a
Mhm.
shop in Covent Garden. If you stand back and look at it, you realize yes, this is a very old building, and this would have been a beautiful place to smoke. This is where when cigar smoking and it was mainly Cuban cigars, there was no such thing as New World cigars as such imported into the UK at that time, right? So these Cuban cigars, there was a fashion for sitting on these divans, a bit like shisha lounges are today, perhaps. And even more, well, older than 1835, you would have had, especially in the Wild West, you would have had opium dens where people were just lying down and topping up an opium. So there's this habit, but this was considered the elegant habit because
Right.
the cigar is sort of imported, it's got fancy boxes, etc., etc. But this little snippet Jimmy gave me, and we'll be doing some more snippets. I hope Jimmy. Well, he seemed very very keen on doing some more of these histories, and more than the cigar. Well, not more than cigar, but the enjoyment of the cigar increases so many times over if you know more about how it got into your hands and where it came from, and sort of the environment around which it got there. So I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to give a shout out to Jimmy and Anna Lopez, who made that evening a really great evening. It became more than just the cigar. It became about
Right.
history, and both of them referenced Usman's little histories, and we found that this was a very convivial experience, and hopefully you're going to see some more and more important histories. I will be telling you guys about the history of the Half Corona, which is a cigar that I've been fancifully smoking quite a lot. But it's an interesting story. It's more than just about the cigar. It's about why did someone want a Half Corona? In what circumstances? Just
Right.
living in London is a very, very important thing. So on that note, I think that's a good segue for Usman, who's lit his Quava Salamones, and hopefully he's getting a little bit of pure white ash forming right at the And there you go. You can see the whiteness in that. It's like a snow white ash.
And we're not being prejudiced or racist, just so we're clear. So,
Ash by
hey,
Disney. Ash by
asked
Disney.
by Disney. But really, before he does that, and hopefully you will tell us how is whatever we're doing in making the industry in London take note, or is that was the take note that people in the industry are actually watching our show for the history?
Well, the way that the EMS stamp ties in.
Yes.
Is that this stamp is the stamp that's placed by Hunters and Francout, the sole importer of Cuban cigars into the UK,
right,
on cigar boxes. And it's not just put on when they arrive. Cigar boxes arrive in a bonded warehouse. And in the UK, Hunters and Francout team is such a stalwart style team. They have aficionados on that. They've got the ex-general manager of the Legito factory working for them, who was also at the event, Jose. And they have they are allowed. I think Hunters Frank are the only importers in the world that re-inspect the cigars and have the ability to return cigars if they feel they've fallen below standard.
Wow.
So that word standard comes in. EMS stands for English Market Selection or Standard, Usman?
Selection.
So this stamp is put on a box of cigars when they have basically said, this is the best you're going to get anywhere in the world. And so collectors of boxes around the world head to this EMS stamp. I showed it to you a couple of shows ago on a physical box. So last time I'll show it to you, this on this EMS lighter. And so the relevance of these people giving me feedback and saying they watched the show, they're interested. Actually, the beautiful dynamic is that when we're in a very restrictive world where smoking in general is frowned upon,
right,
and people are not educated in smoking, smoking a cigarette is very different to smoking a vape. Smoking a vape is very different to smoking a cigar. Smoking a cigar is very different to smoking shisha. These are different activities. Okay, the different activities, they involve different processes and different types of products. Right. But in a very adverse climate, one of the things that helps to promote, I will, instead of using, I won't use the bad word marketing, I will use the positive word promote. To promote this very historic embedded activity, one of the best ways of promoting it is to talk about the history that got us here. That is a very good way that you can legally and correctly surmount the obstacles placed by social media such as YouTube and Instagram, etc., etc., etc. So you don't even need to read between the lines. What I'm trying to say to you, it's a fucking good way of marketing cigars by talking about where they came from, their history, their relevance to society, their relevance to social circles, etc. So that was, I found a really, I won't even say positive, more than positive. That was a great compliment to this little activity that us three have collectively undertaken to go in the direction of cigar or Habanos histories, because we're interested in Cuban cigars.
Right. I don't know. I think that's awesome. It's very nice that we're now becoming the show in the UK that the industry professionals watch.
I fear that Usman needs to take over and give us the history of Cuabas, because my meds are wearing off, so the sanity is going.
God, we're going back to the normal guy. All right, so, here we go.
Oh God, how are we gonna deal with him in the next half hour? Well,
I don't know. But here's the good thing: he's going to time you, so good luck.
Anyways, so viewers, Cuaba. Well, this is a brand which is practically around 13 years younger than me. So a brand that was introduced in 1996. You can count my age from that yourself if you want to. So 1996, Cuaba was a brand introduced in the Habano's portfolio, and the core reason for that was that they wanted a brand specifically for introduction of double figurados. And when we say double figurados, as you saw when I was lighting the cigar, This is a cigar which has a pointed tip at the head and towards the foot of the cigar. So, and Cuaba is the only brand which has all the vitolas that only come in double figurados. Right now, there are 5 vitolas, starting from Raza. Where is he? Oh, okay. Anyways, right. So these are traditional distinguidos, divino. So divinos is where it starts from. Divinos, exclusivos, distinguidos, and then this is the Cuava Salomones, which is the bigger one or the largest one. Now
you have one bigger than that, no?
Well, I have the one which is a discontinued cigar from Cuava's portfolio, which was the Diadema and used to come in independent coffin boxes. So, so Cuava. Well, now, what does the name Cuava mean? The name Cuava is taken from an inspiration of torch flames that were used by the Tainos back then, and hence this is the name which is for this. Cuava initially was introduced to be one of the contemporaries or peer brands of Cohibas and Trinidad's, and be in that range as one of the exclusive cigars. But then slowly and gradually, because of, I don't know, maybe because of its lesser popularity or availability, came down, was moved to the other brands categories in the Habano's portfolio, which at one point was niche category. And when it goes into the niche category, which means you cannot have regionals out of it, but when it will move from niche to the other brand category, now it has the regional cigars. 2020 was the first time when the regional of Cuava came in. I have had the pleasure of smoking the Cuava Asia Pacifico, which is from the Pacific Cigar Company, who is the third bigger retailer on this side of the world. And that was a regional from them. And Cuava is the only brand, if I'm not wrong, in among other than the big brands or the portfolio brand, or I would say the global brands or few of the bigger brands or bigger ones, which was graced with being included in the list of a limited edition cigars, and that was the only cigar in the Cuava's portfolio which was not a double figurado but a pyramidus. So in 2008, Cuava came up with a limited edition cigar in 2008. So that's a bit about Cuava, and looking forward to having some more regionals out of it and see how it goes. But so far, what I can tell you is this is an amazing cigar, and very true to the portfolio's strength and profile, which is medium to full body cigars. So Cuava Salomones, cheers to Raza for having this as one of your favorites and making me do the history for Cuava today.
Can I add 2 things to that? One is that Usman was mentioning that the word Cuava or the name Cuava comes from the torch. I had something piqued my interest maybe about a week ago or 2 weeks ago. I happened to be sitting in Tom Tom.
Of course.
And Christian was telling me that Cuava is actually not the tobacco leaves. There's a dry bush that grows in Cuba, of which the twigs are used as to light tobacco. So it's a bush. It's a physical bush.
Oh, wow.
That's one thing. The other thing is, one of the reasons it's my favorite cigar is because from the moment I've had that. So the first time I was introduced to the Cuava brand was around 2013. By another industry stalwart here in London, is a guy called Slavo. And Slavo got me smoking the Cuava because in a relatively small humidor at the Churchill Terrace in London, that's on Portman Square, it's part of the hotel, I would often drift in there sort of 5 nights in a week, and I would just smoke through boxes because that's what was available. And he had the box of, I recall it's I've always been looking for this. Christian told me the answer. I still forget because the Alzheimer's has been kicking in big time. I believe it was the Tradicionales that I was smoking quite a lot. Am I right, Usman? I sent you a photo of this, and it had an extra band on it which said 1995. That was a special Hunters and Francal release. And because this interest has been piqued in me lately, I want to find that cigar again. But the flavor profile, as I recall, it was an extremely tasty cigar. It gave me walnut shells, sort of the aroma and sort of taste at the mouth of a sort of this nuttiness, slight cedriness, and that was something that I really, really enjoyed. And I find that the Salamones, the larger cigar that Usman is smoking, and all their vitolas, because they're this weird shape that looks like a very old school 1930s, 1940s cigar out of a cartoon. Right. I even put up a story with a cat smoking a cigar that looked like a Salamones, a sort of a double figurado. It's what cigars used to look like. Because if you did a sort of an MMI scan of that cigar, you sliced it all the way through, you would find that the ring gauge of the cigar is constantly changing. There's never real any, even by little gradients, it's constant. It's either at the beginning, it's increasing to that bulb size, which is apparently the best part of the cigar. So Usman, if you can hold the cigar up the other way, actually Usman is just at the size where the ring gauge is the widest.
Yes,
this way, the vertical.
Yes.
I'm sorry, horizon. We want to see the horizon.
No, that's
horizon.
fine. No,
that's vertical. Horizon.
In terms of a cross section.
There you go.
In terms of cross section, well, now this cross section there, that is the widest part of the cigar. Apparently, gives you the most flavor / smoke / oil / aroma at that point. And all quabas, apart from one, which Usman was mentioning, which is the sort of pyramides style quab, have this characteristic where they change gradient all the way down. Yeah. And that's interesting. It's an interesting cigar to hold in your hand. It's an interesting cigar to smoke. It's an interesting cigar to partake. And now I've just learned something from Usman that I didn't know, that it was part of the top brands. It was originally designed to be part of top brands, but due to lack of popularity. Usman, is it also that Vitola is a very difficult Vitola to roll, yes?
Yes, that is true. That is very true.
Yes, so I would imagine, because it's a harder cigar to physically roll,
it might also be the case. Yeah, it might also be the case that a lot of people don't like figurado cigars, and a lot of parejos are important, and a lot of parejos are easy, and because it is hard to roll, and because of sometimes the draw issues. See, Salamones is a very big cigar. There is a lot of bigger circumference in terms of the ring gauge, so that the flow and all the things are right. But for the smallest, which is the Divinos, it is almost the size of a half Corona now, and very thin. So it might be that there were some construction issues at that time, and I'm not sure. This is just theory. And that might be the case. And finally, Reza is going to smoke a cigar, Pyramides.
Oh, I was smoking a cigar before.
You're smoking a little nub thing. That's not.
Yeah, you were chewing up on a nub from last night. That's what I can say.
Now, Usman, yes. Are you going to tell me how I should cut this cigar?
No, sir. How can I tell my elder brother to do anything? When he doesn't listen,
where's my cutter?
When he doesn't listen in normal circumstances, and now when he can't find anything,
and now it goes off. No, it just went away. There you go. Well, we have a question. AJ Patel.
We have questions. Wow.
Patel has joined us. That's
who's joined us? Wait. Oh yes.
If AJ joined, AJ's a king
Yes.
AJ is here.
And I
AJ
don't say that for free cigars. I say that for AJ.
Well, we say it for free cigars, but AJ is. I've met him on
Fucking hell with
Cigar
the free
Keep.
cigars, man. There are other people running around looking for free cigars.
I'm
right.
just joking. Relax. I don't get anything from anybody.
Right. So
I've met him on Cigar Keep, and he's a gentleman. I like when AJ speaks about things because he's very boom. So,
yeah.
Highest compliment. He's a cool cat.
Yeah.
The fact that AJ joins and has mentioned the entire, because Raza was referring to Jose, so
Right.
AJ wrote Jose Antonio Cejas, if I'm not wrong, and if I'm
Yes,
right.
my brain wasn't working properly.
Yeah, well, of course, that is always the case, but
not new.
we know that AJ joined. Here's a big shout out to the Cigar King from the UK industry, and
AJ and his team, which specifically includes Bhavna, his dear wife, and Rico, who runs number 6.
Next time you speak about it, you should be very careful, Raza. AJ is part of the team. Bhavna is the boss. Right?
The boss.
Never do that mistake anyways. Having said that, but the fact that a lot of people have started talking, or the recent joiners think about or know AJ from number 6 Cavendish, that is not the introduction. The introduction is the original Havana or the now LCDH Teddington, which is now almost 32, 33 years old. That is
started the first La Casa del Habano.
The first La Casa del Habano in the United Kingdom. And the kind of knowledge that comes with AJ, there's no question about it.
Oh, please, this just sounds like sucking up.
Wait, excuse me. AJ brings up a point because, and to AJ, to answer your question, yes, we were going to talk about this other cigar brand. And I asked the guys what we're going to talk about today, and that's what they gave me. So that's what I put in the title. They did not tell me this. So AI generated what it generated. So that's where we are. So if you want to talk about that cigar brand to appease AP, please feel free.
So AJ, since I'm the one who's put on spot for the cigar histories or the Habano's histories, I decided to go with Guava because Reza gives me a lot of trouble when I don't talk about Guavas. Hence, I thought I'll do Guava today and not the Ramon Allones. I smoked the Ramon Allones.
Actually, if I don't mean to disturb you, by the way.
Yes, you do.
Actually, the way that perhaps AJ ties into this is because I'd never smoked a Partagas Salamones until I had it at number 6. And I believe I mentioned it, I said it out loud, and his daughter Rica said, all right, we'll go and get you one, because that's a La Casa del Habanos, which...
go on.
Huh? Oh, what?
It's hard. He disappears like this all the time. I think he runs to
I don't know what his game is. I really don't know.
He runs to the loo, and then he comes back.
He's had his satisfaction. He's spoken about koalas, and he says, like, I can fuck off now.
Apparently. So
not quite right. I was actually going to fulfill your things that you were talking about.
What? Mm-hmm. Oi, hoi, 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 hoi. Now this one is one. Can I use French? That's a fucking good cigar.
When
That's a very evil laugh.
When have you restrained yourself or restricted yourself from using French, regardless of whether we say yes or no?
Yeah, you don't even wait for the answer.
This is why I've got this for it. When I walk into a cigar lounge, I'm much more toned down, respectful.
Oh, yeah, really. What cigar lounge is that?
Well. Someone like AJ, who's really very intimidating. You have to be on your best behavior.
Well, that's not the case.
Otherwise, it'll be like, get out.
In that case, I won't say he's intimidating. He just knows you well.
That's
why he ensures that you're on your best behaviors.
Yes. So now, to make AJ happy, are we going to review the Ramona today, or are we just use that as the ploy? No.
So I didn't prepare for it, to be honest. That's why I wouldn't. But now that we're talking of the two Salamones which come in the regular production of Habanos, Cuabas, and the Partagas Salamones,
Right.
If you're asking of my personal favorites, can you guess which one would that be?
Well, with a part of the gas, wouldn't it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Just to be different.
This is one of the, in my opinion, one of the best Salamonas I've ever smoked. I was introduced to it. I never knew about it. I was introduced to it in 2020 during COVID timings by a very dear friend, Nadeem Raja, who owns a cigar lounge here in Karachi. And I must say, this cigar has always blown my mind. So a very, very phenomenal cigar.
Very nice. Oh, you got relight. Very interesting. So now that we've disappointed the fans that came on to hear the RA, the RA
My only
review.
question is who and why did we write Ramon Allones? Because I never confirmed the brand.
Yes, you did. You wrote that.
I only wrote Ramon Allones.
He wrote it. I didn't.
Okay.
From
All right,
next time
well,
onward, please focus when I write.
It's
When
so
he
nice
writes,
that
sorry.
they
he should know
they make
it
something
can be his
with my name on it.
it can be his Alzheimer's or anything
All
like
right.
that.
So it's like, I got it. So it's like having two wives. I got it. Okay. Now I know what to deal with. All right. We're good. So, I understand. Wow. So next week, guys, I'm just going to put the history of, you guess, watch the show. That's it. Because we're not going to tell you.
Well,
Because
the
I
thing
have
is,
no clue.
there was a reason I wasn't telling the name, only because I wanted him to be surprised.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I was very sure he would not be expecting me to do guava today.
Gotcha.
That's why
I
I
wasn't
did.
expecting it. Apparently, our fans weren't expecting it either. So it all worked out well for us. So,
I've still got to find. Is it the Tradicionales or the Divinos that I smoked that had the 1995 ban on it?
Can't
I'm
be
a
a
bit of an
Divino.
idiot. I should just message Jimmy and find out what the fuck was I smoking.
Can't be a Divinos because Divinos is the smallest
I know.
size.
No, I know. But
It would either be the Tradicionales or the bigger one, which is the Distinguidos.
it was a small cigar. It was a small. Well, it was that big.
So Tradicionales or Exclusivos.
That true. I think it was the Exclusivos.
Yeah,
but it used to be now. So that cigar used to pair really well with a great gin cocktail on the Churchill Terrace. I don't know if they do anymore, but it was called the Churchill. And that story went together very nicely, smoking a nice cigar, sitting on Churchill Terrace. You had the Churchill, but that terrace has an issue. The issue is that the heating system there is sort of like an infrared heating system. So you get hot, the ashtrays get hot, but the air around you is cold. So a lot of cigars split on that terrace. And the other thing is, if you put your cigar down the ashtray, the physical heat of the ashtray heats the wrapper a little bit. You get split. That's the issue. There is an issue there. That's the issue. Anyway, that's sort of a little technical aside.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But the nice thing is at number 9 Cavendish, you don't have that issue.
Well, it's not number 9, it's number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6. Hey, listen, 6, 9, it's the same thing. It's just upside down. What do I know? I'm dyslexic. So you're lucky I got AJ's name right. What are you kidding? But I will say that on the private chat that we did have a couple months ago, what a gentleman. Like just the way he carries himself, his knowledge, the fact that he would even associate with any of the three of us, the checks must be clearing. But he just seems like he's just one of those nice guys that you kind of like just want to spend time with just to like soak up his knowledge. So I like that. That's very nice. So there you go. That's my little bit.
Absolutely.
Planning a trip to London soon or something, Stephen?
We're like, as soon as the deals we're doing are done. And here's a funny story talking about trip to London. The other day we got asked to buy a UK football team again. This would be our 3rd team if we buy it. So I may have to actually come for a deal. We're working on deals right now in the Pacific Northwest and other places, but I may have to come to
There's
London.
no English teams in the Pacific Northwest.
No. We're doing real estate there and tech, but we were asked to come over to the UK and look at a team. So we're vacillating if we want to do that. So that will be my excuse to spend 3 weeks in London smoking cigars like a day with the team.
Yeah.
You'll be hitting the lounges and a few in particular, staying away from the.
I'm just gonna go wherever you tell me to go. Pretty much, it's just gonna be that simple. I mean, like, dude, where are we going today? Because I mean, I know during the day, because you mention us in stories all the time on Instagram, that apparently you don't work. So you're at lounges all day. So because of that, I just figure we'll hang out. And when we have to go look at the football team, we'll just, my group and I will get on the tubes, we'll go, or the driver will take us. We'll spend a couple days with them. We've already looked at everything. It's just we have to look at the facilities. So, and the funny thing about UK football, which people don't understand, is it's indentured servitude or slavery, because they sign up these kids that are 6 or 7 or 8, and they sign this contract that says, any money you make, we're going to get 10% of for the rest of your playing career.
That's like Hollywood stars in the 1930s.
Yeah, but it's awesome. We did a few teams 20 years ago, and by mistake. And so now when people want to buy or sell a team or think we want it, they call us and go, do you want it? So we've a list, and one of the ones out of the 20 they sent us was this one in the UK. So we're like, yeah, let's take a look at it. So we're vacillating. So we'll see. So I may be there sooner than later, because that would be my excuse not to have to be all the other places I have to be. So
I'm going through a Hoyo phase. There is something about this. There is something about this that I'm trying to pick out. I'm trying to. So
how's it so
get to know. Sorry, what? Do you like my Looney Tunes kind of thing going on?
Yeah,
we do.
Of course.
It's a Looney Tune in it, so how's that going to fit?
It's just missing 2 big gravity ears. The rest is all fine.
And AJ says it's his bad. No, AJ, that was my bad for posting the wrong thing. But in the rebroadcast, we will have the guava.
Have you done Ramon Allones as yet, Usman?
No, I haven't.
So
next time, of
course. So you have just been directed by Destiny and by Mr. AJ Patel to perhaps focus next week on Ramon Allones, and I may even direct you privately to perhaps speak to AJ off-piste and get a little nugget of info from him about this brand.
Well, first of all, I will.
But I won't say that on air. Do that.
Yeah. So regardless of you would have said it or not, I would have just definitely gotten in touch with AJ. But what I would do is that when I'm doing the Ramon Allones next time, I will ensure that I smoke a cigar that came from AJ's 30th anniversary party.
Very good.
Which is the Ramon Allones Private Stock 230. Yes, sir. I still have it, and to ensure that it is that one, I still have that band which was put in for that party on it, and I was lucky to get the cutter from AJ's 30th party as well. So I would.
Bloody hell, this is just like blatant sucking up.
Oh really?
Wow!
Oh, really?
Coming from the king.
Listen, I'm quite a calm fellow, but I'm a man of strong likes and dislikes. If I like something, I like it, and if I don't like it, I hate it.
I have 2 things. I have 2 questions. A question and a statement. One, when you said you got the cutter from number 6, I got it this right, Cavendish. When you say you got the cutter for the anniversary party, did you get it like because they were giving it away, or you just saw one and you just took it?
What cutter you got? I didn't get cutter.
Well, they don't like you that much. Anyway, the other thing is, let me have my. Where'd he go? He leaves
He's
all the
to
time.
Get the cutter. He's gone
to go get the cutter.
To go get the cutter.
And the other
cutter.
I know. And the other thing I was going to say is, you and
it's like
and
a child in Montessori. Look what I made earlier.
I know he wants mommy and daddy's approval, and we'll give it to him. The other thing I was going to say,
mommy and daddy, Mater and Pater.
Mater and Pater. There you go. The other thing is that with AJ, I know you guys are going to have a private dialogue about this other cigar brand, but you know what you could do for fun, and if AJ's still watching, AJ could actually come on and give and interject about the cigar brand.
He did, didn't he?
Well, I'm saying come on like this, like a person instead of a typey.
Right. So
I'm just saying, I'm inviting him if you'd like to come. That's all.
Since you
here's the cutter that he stole. Now AJ can call the police finally.
Hang on, turn around. Closer.
More. This is gonna be too much fun.
Celebrating years in business.
1993 to 2013.
Very good.
Very
I
nice.
can't remember seeing that. I can't. I was slightly medicated that evening.
Yeah, you were medicated on desperados that you chucked up before you were actually walking into that party, and half hour
We
into the
didn't
party,
know
you were
whether it was
drunk,
going to be any
sitting
good
on
or
a
not. I
side.
didn't know it was
Oh
going to be
my
such
God.
a sensational
Now,
event.
the best part is I was never part of that party, and I was not in the United Kingdom. But thanks to His Royal
AJ.
Highness Raza and AJ, of course, and Raza,
Mhm.
I was sent the entire package that was gotten there.
Qatar.
Very nice.
Because
Very
there were
nice.
a few friends there. They were kind enough to send me the entire package of all
The sucking up
4 5
continues. Just
4 5 cigars. This that.
Here's what AJ says. First of all, when you pulled out the cutter, he said straight cut, and then when you were praising him, he said, "Stop it, please." And I'm just going to. He said, "Stop it, please." But then privately, he texted me and he says, "The check is in the mail." So no, please keep it going because apparently he's feeling it. And you know what's
we're on this London vibe. Sucking up is like you could see it a mile away.
Dude, I told
Oh
you
my
I got bought out by Donald Trump last week for $100 million. I told you my loyalty is easy.
So who by who?
Lord Trump. I forgot we were calling him Lord Trump. So, but no, I understand that. But no, but the funny
Elon, go fuck yourself.
Elon Trump as well.
God,
Here's the funny part about all this. This week, the funny part about this is at number 6, you'll be seeing this show on a loop. It's going to be like, listen, I don't want to say that people like me.
So they're putting a screen up in the toilets. So
the screen everywhere that they have a television at number 6.
Fucking hell.
The show will be on. Yes.
Pardonnez-moi.
He said, "I'm just listening to. They are my bosses." Correct. Oh, I think he was talking about the his wife or his daughter.
Of course, I mean, of course. When he says they're my boss, that is
clever man.
Yeah.
So,
you got it. You know what they say: happy wife, mistress, girlfriend, and sugar baby. You have a happy life. That's what I heard.
I find it difficult to balance that.
Well, yeah. I have an executive assistant. That's her job. That's her job, just to balance it all out. I'm just like, you just let me know. And the good thing is the 4 of them are friends. So I don't even have to shop for them. They just take the card and they just go buy each other gifts. And I go, look what I've done for you. And it's perfect. It's good. And they can complain about me to each other and I don't have to listen. So it's a good thing. Yeah, it's the best world. So I don't have to show up to anything. I love it.
Fair enough.
Yes. If that was only true. Anyway, there you go. So, gentlemen, today was a great show, even though I messed up on the brand because I was paying attention.
Show. Very slurpy. I felt a
lot
of
7-Eleven.
A lot of.
He starts again. Okay, go on.
Vanities, sort of. See, I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that.
Whenever there's a nicotine hit or a tobacco hit to him, his mind is like, and then it's like, yeah. That's all.
It's like
the tobacco hit on this Epicure number 3.
It is a fun morning cigar. What the fuck are you smoking it in the evening?
Well, it's not really evening there. It's like 2 p.m, right?
I just had breakfast an hour ago.
What are you talking about? It's 7 p.m. It's 7 p.m. here.
Well, yeah, but you're in Pakistan.
Actually, now, I don't know if AJ is still listening, right?
Yes, he's
one
listening.
of the best I've had. So last week I had the San Juan. Was it last week? 10 days ago. Christian gave me, I think it was a 2012. It was very sugary, very, very sugary cigar on the retro. It was absolutely divine. But one of the most fun things I had was the double Corona, the unbanded. I think it was the 1998 at number 6. That was November.
Right.
If memory.
Are you asking or telling us?
Last November. That was a whole ceremony in itself. Yeah, and what I enjoy about those things is like when everyone is smoking the same cigar, you've got this burst of aroma that goes around. There's that real sense of conviviality. It's like a peace pipe. You're sitting around a campfire. Everyone's smoking the same peace pipe, and it's that same kind of feeling. So and then I saw the double Corona on Frasier last night with Niles and Marty smoking. So that double Corona is in my head. I've got to go find me one this evening. I'm going to go hunting.
I was very tempted and very confused last night about what double Corona to smoke because I was seeing all those 3, 4, 5 different brands, and then I thought it's been a while I haven't smoked the Gigantes, the Ramon Allones, and that's why I went and I smoked that one. Otherwise, my like all-time go-to cigar, if I have to in a double Corona, it's always the Hoyo double Corona.
Yeah.
It's always the
And
Hoyo
AJ's making you some suggestions, by the way, on what to smoke. I think he's making you suggestions on what to smoke, or he's telling you something else.
Number 6.
It's the best.
Number 6. Yes.
Absolutely.
Strain me in live time. Number 6 might be the place to smoke.
I think you should be at number 6. For all you fans that want to meet Rizza in person, why I don't know, but if you do, he'll be at number 6 just later. So, and he'll tell you to go fuck off when you meet him. So, but if you enjoy that and you like abuse, go to number 6 lately, and he'll be there if AJ doesn't throw him out or AJ's
again.
So, again, I just like it's not a first. So, and AJ, if you can film that for us and then send it to us here at the show,
I've turned up at number 6, and the boys there, or I'll call them the gentlemen, lovely. I'll be honest with you, lovely. I'll give them all a shout out. We had Marshall, Leo, Michael, Jean, who am I leaving out? Danilo, David. Those guys. Yeah. I mean, it's not a team really; it's a family. This is a family. He's.
They're the only one.
AJ is what he's done very smartly. He's curated a family, okay?
Very nice.
And these people, like, they act as limbs of the same body. And Marshall, that little fucker, locked me out last time. He was standing there laughing as I was knocking on the fucking door. Let me in, let me in, let me in. He wouldn't let me in.
Why did he lock you out?
But I love him.
Because he turned up after closing time. I mean, what are you talking about? You know him.
Yeah, was it the after closing time?
Actually, here's a cigar story for you that you're not going to get from anyone else. We left, me and Zhao were smoking at number 6. This is at sometime at the end of last year. This must have been October, November last year, right? And we were really enjoying. I can't even remember what we were smoking. We were just in a really happy place.
Right.
And none of us have, and their kick out time is about 11 o'clock in the evening.
Okay.
So for some very special customers, they extend that to about 11:15. But with us, they kicked us out even 10 minutes earlier. Right. And what happened is we're locking up, we're going. There was no AJ wasn't there, Rika wasn't there, the boss, Bhavna wasn't there either.
Right.
Okay. So what are we going to do with these cigars that we're just sort of like halfway through? So Zhao and I, basically, we just stood outside number 6 in this cold winter's evening in London. We were just smoking these cigars. We stayed there so fucking long that the staff were locking up and leaving. So we clapped them out. Nice. That's how fucking dedicated we are. Not to cigars, not necessarily even to number 6, but we are dedicated to the enjoyment of that conviviality. And it's only for some staff members that we give them a clap out. So we gave them a clap out. And if you don't believe us, you can go and ask. It was David was there. It was David, Danilo, and Michael. We clapped them out. So that's the way it is. That's how we roll.
And then they bought the medication, and now the clap is gone. So, but that's very good. AJ says it should have been 1999. I don't know if he's now referring to a Prince song or if there's some meaning to that.
No. He's referring to the unbanded double Coronas that we smoked at number 6. AJ, because I think it might be 98. You said.
Maybe.
I have to rewatch the video just to check. But.
Whatever. Let's we're not gonna go to war over a year. I mean, what are we trying?
I'm going to war over anything.
Well, no, we'll do that for you. Don't worry about it. Yeah, we'll go to war for you. Our country's ready to, we're poised to go beat up Greenland, which we're very excited about. We're gonna go beat them up next week. We're gonna send PS 137 from New York. Those are the 4th graders to go kick out Greenland, and so that'll be fun. And then the week after, PS 138, which is 6th graders, are going to go up to Canada and just kick their butt for fun. So that's going to be good. It says the Cuba was released in 1996. Just so we're clear.
Yes, Cuba was released. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
No, it was re-released in 96, but I had the one with the band that says 95 on it. Now, what was it? That was a Hunters and Frankhouse special. They were doing special boxes.
No, so that wasn't 1995. The ones that you said, it was a later band.
I smoked through those in 2013, but they had the band on it that said 1995. Stop Googling. You should have this in your brain.
No, we were not Googling. We're talking to AJ. Why should we talk to you?
Fucking hell. I'm going to get off the show right now. Ready?
Listen, let me just say this, if I may. AJ, thank you very much. And yes, I will let you know or Usman when I'm in the
AJ,
UK.
man, what have you done? You've got people sucking up to you.
AJ was writing, Steven, please come, we'll smoke something special. I said, you never invite me.
Fucking hell. The sucking up works. Bloody hell.
Only because if we buy the football team over there, he'll get season tickets. He'll get a box. Yeah, that's the way we roll. So you know how it goes. You two, you know what? I like you two. You two can come into the football team as well. I mean, you can't come in the stadium, but you can. The television outside is a good place. It's like a pool or a pond. Don't worry, you're fine.
I'm perfectly fine both ways. The only problem is you will be happy and you'll be in a safer place if Raza is out as well. Because if he comes in, there'll be no one else to do anything else. So it is better. I will take care of him outside. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm aware. Gentlemen, this has been a delight. It was wonderful to have Mr. Patel with us today by typing. That was a happy coincidence. Thank you for everybody that watched live. Don't forget, we'll rebroadcast later. And every Saturday, we are live for your questions, or if you just want to see the lunacy live, good luck with that. And don't forget everybody's Instagram channel. Don't forget to subscribe and like. And later today, as we said, number 6, Cavendish, or if you're dyslexic like me, number 9, Cavendish. You could pick the one you want to go to, but I would go to number 6. Reza will be there, in signing autographs. So feel free, and he'll be clapping at the staff.
There's my autograph. There it is.
Yes.
And
why the fans love him, I have no idea.
Yeah. Thank you very much, boys. Thank you very much, gentlemen. And AJ, thank you very much for responding to the text. And
tissues. Let me get some tissues. This is getting very messy in here.
Oh my God. As always, to our fans, we love you all.
Listen. When we were not doing this, and he was doing all of this, we didn't say anything, and AJ actually had to say, guys, come on, stop, right?
Yeah.
And then we followed suit of the elder brother. That if he's doing it, let's do it as well. And now he's a problem.
I was going for sex. You guys are providing Vaseline.
He has a problem because now AJ has invited you and me and not him. That's the only problem.
I'm banned. I'm one of those few people. In fact, I had this suspicion, and despite my suspicion, I managed from time to time to get into number 6. I thought I was on the hit list. I thought I was on the the black. Was it called the blacklist?
The blacklist. The blacklist.
The blacklist. And I found myself on the blacklist of several lounges in London.
Shocker.
Thankfully, they're the shit ones.
Okay.
So the good ones, and when I say the good ones, I mean as I say, a man of strong likes and dislikes.
Right.
If it's good, it's fucking good. If it's bad, it's like off the chart.
Yeah. But the good thing is that they, if you stop giving the number 6 Cavendish the team the clap, they will probably let you come back. And the fact that you can go there
it
and
wasn't a slow clap; it was a clap of gratitude.
I understand that.
It was a poignant time. In fact, I took some photos. I think I took some. I take photos all the time. I think I can take some photos. I've got evidence.
You can go to onlyfans.com and you can see all the photos, kids. So, but no. Anyway, it's been a pleasure to speak to the fans, especially Mr. Patel. Like I said, I got to meet him once on Cigar Keep, and that was very nice. And hopefully we'll get to meet him in person. Gentlemen, it's always good to see you. I look forward to next Saturday. And when you give me the wrong cigar brand that we're going to talk about again, can't wait. And
no, this time there's no wrong brand. This is going to be Ramon Allones because it's been advised or talked about by AJ.
So when I say do this, you don't do it. But AJ texts in. You know what this reminds me of, right? This reminds me of when I go to GP surgery, I'm standing in front of the receptionist. She'll pick up the phone and take that call rather than speak to me. So all AJ had to do was type 1 or 2 things. Oh yes, AJ. Of course.
By the way, just and I don't want to rub anything into this, Reza, because apparently
you rubbed enough in.
I'm going to rub this into you now. I get a cutter from AJ, and he wants me to smoke an
Ramon Gigantes from 1991.
I think you should smoke a really nice Mirabelle.
Yeah, no, I know that's crap. So never mind. No. Apparently, we're going to smoke an RA, and it's from 1991, and I'm going to get a cutter. So there you go.
I already have one.
This is so crass. So crass. There are so many free cigar chasers in the world.
I didn't ask for anything. He just invited me, so I'm very honored. Yeah, that's very nice. Anyway, guys,
Steven,
girls,
Steven,
whoever's watching,
Steven,
thank you so much.
Steven,
Yeah.
Steven, I love you.
Drunk Reza
I
was.
know, brother. I know. You know, I love you. We all love each other, which is that's why we listen. We vote, and he says, and Rizza was drunk. Of course, Rizza was drunk. This is not a shocker. This is why we can riff with each other and pick on each other, because at the end of the
Helps
day,
me
we all
get
still
through the
love each
moment.
other. Yeah, it's like we all still love each other, so it works out well. So, but no, it was a fun show. It was nice to have our surprise guest, even though he wasn't live, he was typing. It was very cool. Gentlemen, it's always good to see you both. And like I said, for the fans later today, number 6 Cavendish, Mr. Rizza will be there signing autographs. So good luck with that. Or if they don't
Just
let him
so
in,
I
he'll
can
be
get your
outside.
free cutter and your
Oh.
when you're in there, could you kindly pick it up and send it to me?
No, I'll come
It's
to
called
London.
insurance, not insurance. Insurance.
Insurance. Yeah. Wait, we have one more comment, I think, before we go. And AJ says he loves it. So as long as we made AJ happy today, I'm a happy guy. There you go. Yep. All right, everybody. Listen. Thank you, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe and like. We'll see everybody next week. And like I said, later today, you can see Rizza at number 6 Cavendish.
Absolutely. And Reza, as always, don't go away.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll talk after the show. Yeah,
Bye-bye.
okay. The Alzheimer's is kicking in. Here we go.
Fucking hell, thank God that's over.